Read.
Evil men.
What type of men?
Evil men. Understand not judgment.
Evil men do not understand judgment. Whose judgment? God's judgment. Read.
But they that seek the Lord.
But those that seek the Lord, read.
Understand all things.
They understand all things, even judgment. Even the Lord's judgment. But evil men do not understand judgment. And this class is for the evil men who don't understand judgment, yo. You know what I like to say? Evil men don't understand judgment, and whores can do no wrong, yo. And I know somebody's going to say, that's not godly. That's not biblical. Give me the scripture about hoes can never do any wrong. Proverbs 30.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 20.
Read.
Such is the way of an adulterous woman.
Such is the way of an adulterous woman. The adulterous woman is the whore. The adulterous woman is the whore. Read it again.
Such is the way of an adulterous woman.
Read.
She eateth.
She eats.
And wipeth her mouth.
And she wipes her mouth.
And saith.
It says what?
I have done no wickedness.
I have done no wickedness. Evil men do not understand judgment, and whores can do no wrong, yo. These are the people who are most likely going to be offended at this class show. The brothers, the evil men who don't understand judgment, and you hoes, you whores that can do no wrong. This class is probably, most likely, going to offend you. But it's okay. Just strap up your seatbelt, and let's go ahead and ride. Give me my first folder real quick. My first folder. Let me know when we straight. Hey, yo, you got YouTube on?
I don't know my phone line. It's in the room.
No, you good. We straight? Read this.
The Scarlet Letter. The Scarlet Letter, a romance, is a work of historical fiction by an American author, Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Nathaniel Hawthorne is an Edomite. Read.
Published in 1850. Set in the Puritan, Massachusetts Bay Colony during the years 1642.
So this was a fictional story that was set in the historical time of 1642, 1649. Read.
To 1649. The novel tells the story of Hester Prynne.
Hester Prynne. Read.
Who conceives a daughter with a man to whom she is not married.
This woman, Hester Prynne, she was married. But in this story, she gets knocked up, impregnated by another man that is not her husband. Go ahead.
And then struggles to create a new life of repentance and dignity. As punishment.
As what?
As punishment. She must wear a scarlet letter A for adultery.
As punishment. The judgment was for her to wear a scarlet letter A. And that scarlet letter A stood for adultery, yo. Adultery. Go over.
I have to plot.
Huh?
I have to plot.
Oh, you have to plot? Read this real quick.
In Puritan, Boston, Massachusetts, a crowd gathers to witness the punishment of Hester Prynne, a young woman who has given birth to a baby of unknown paternity.
Yeah.
Her sentence requires her to stand on the scaffold.
Scaffold. She was sentenced to stand on a scaffold for 3 hours, read.
Exposed to public humiliation.
She was humiliated publicly, read.
And to wear a scarlet A.
And she had to wear a scarlet letter A, read.
For the rest of her life.
How long?
For the rest of her life.
For the rest of her life. As punishment. The judgment was for Hester Prynne to wear a scarlet letter A. Why? So that she and everyone around her always remembered and always knew her adultery. They always remembered, they always knew she was an adulteress. That was the punishment. That was the judgment for committing adultery in this fictional romance novel, yo. Real talk. And guess what? That's godly. That's biblical. Give me that real quick in Sirach chapter 23.
The book of Sirach chapter 23 verse 22. Hey. Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband, and bringeth in an heir by another.
Like Hester Prynne. Hester Prynne, for example, in the romance novel, the fictional romance novel, The Scarlet Letter. She was a woman that left her husband, had sex with another man, got pregnant by another man. Read it again.
Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband,
read,
and bringeth in an heir by another. For first, she have disobeyed the law of the Most High.
First thing first, she disobeyed the law of the Most High. What law? Deuteronomy 5 and 18.
Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 18.
Read.
Neither shalt thou commit adultery.
Neither shalt thou commit adultery. Go back real quick.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 23.
Read.
For first, she have disobeyed the law of the Most High.
What law? That law that says, neither shalt thou commit adultery. Read.
And secondly, she has trespassed against her own husband.
And secondly, she trespassed against her own husband. How does she trespass against her husband? Judges 5 and 11. Numbers 5 and 11, excuse me.
The book of Numbers, chapter 5, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Saying what?
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them,
Say what?
if any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him.
If any man's wife goes aside and commits a trespass against him, her husband. How is she trespassed against him, her husband? Next verse.
And a man lie with her carnally.
And a man lies with her carnally. A man has sex with her. That's how she trespasses against her husband. She trespasses against her husband by laying down sexually, carnally, with another man. Yo, read.
And it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept closed, and she be defiled.
And she be defiled.
And there be no witnesses against her, neither she be taken with the manner.
The woman who lays down with another man other than her husband, she is defiled, Joe. She is defiled. Now, when you read this chapter right here, Numbers chapter 5, 11 on down, this is the law of jealousies. Get that real quick. What is it, 29?
Yes.
Read that.
Verse 29. This is the law of jealousies, when a wife goeth aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled.
So this chapter right here, from 11 all the way down to the end of the verse, is the law on jealousies. But let's go back to the book of Sirach, chapter 23. 23 again.
Sirach 23 and 23.
Read.
For first, she had disobeyed the law of the Most High.
She disobeyed the law of the Most High. That law that says, neither shalt thou commit adultery. Read.
And secondly, she had trespassed against her own husband.
She trespassed against her own husband by having sex with another man. Read.
And thirdly, she has played the whore.
She has played what?
The whore.
She has played what?
She has played the whore.
In what?
In adultery.
Now, I know when I started off this class saying, whore, 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 it offended some of your sensibilities. Some of you were sitting there saying, surely he can't be a godly man. He can't be a Bible-believing man. Not talking like that. Not saying whore. The Bible calls you a whore if you're an adulteress, yo. That's the reason why I said it. And if you're offended, it's probably because you are a hypocrite and you're that whore, yo. Real talk. Read that part again. What does the Bible call the woman that commits adultery?
She hath played the whore in adultery.
Read.
And brought children by another man.
And brought forth children by another man. Read.
She shall be brought out into the congregation. And inquisition shall be made of her children.
And inquisition shall be made of her children. Why? Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 6.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 6.
Read.
For children begotten of unlawful beds.
Children begotten of unlawful beds, like the bed of an adulterer. An adulterous bed, for example. Read.
Are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial.
They are witnesses of the wickedness of their parents at their trial. Yo, at their trial. This is the reason why I go back to the book of Sirach, chapter 23.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 24. She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children.
Why? Because children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of the wickedness against their parents, against the father and the mother. This is why inquisition was made of her children. Keep going.
Her children shall not take root.
Her children shall not take root.
Her branches shall bring forth no fruit.
And her branches shall bring forth no fruit. Read.
She shall leave her memory to be cursed.
Her memory is for a curse. Read.
And her reproach.
And her what?
And her reproach.
And her reproach. Her shame. Read.
Shall not be blotted out.
Shall not be blotted out. That is a scarlet letter. Yo. That is a scarlet letter. Her reproach shall never be blotted out. Now, this class is not just for the sisters. This class is also for you brothers as well. And this, what we're talking about, the scarlet letter, a scarlet letter, that applies for the brothers as well. The brothers who commit adultery. Give me that real quick in Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs 6, I want 32 and 33.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 26. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6.
Proverbs chapter 6, 32 and 33.
The book of Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
Whoever commits adultery with a woman is lacking in understanding. Understanding of what? Judgment. Judgment. Like we read in Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment. Read it again.
But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
Read.
He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
You destroy your own soul when you commit adultery. Read.
A wound.
A what?
A wound.
And what else?
And a dishonor shall he get.
And dishonor shall he get. Here we go.
And his reproach.
And his reproach
shall not be wiped away.
A scarlet letter. A scarlet letter, yo. It's for the adulterous woman and the adulterous man, yo. Their reproach is not wiped away, man. That is called judgment. That is called punishment, yo. Real talk. Now let's go back to the folder. Let's go back to my folder real quick. I want to go over. I'm going to play this video. Let me know when we straight.
Fair use. Fair use.
Fair use.
The Scarlet Letter, penned by Nathaniel Hawthorne in 1850, is a seminal work set in 17th century Puritan Massachusetts. It revolves around Hester Prynne, a woman publicly shamed and forced to wear a scarlet A for committing adultery and bearing an illegitimate child. The narrative deeply explores themes of sin, legalism, and guilt. Central to the plot is the secret identity of Pearl's father, Reverend Arthur Dimmesdale, and the arrival of Hester's vengeful husband, Roger Chillingworth. Each character grapples with personal guilt, societal judgment, and complex moral dilemmas. In conclusion, Hawthorne's novel offers a critical look at the harsh, puritanical society, highlighting the human struggle with morality, identity, and societal pressure. Its exploration of sin and redemption remains relevant, underlining the timeless aspects of human nature and societal judgment.
So, the Scarlet Letter, yo. The Scarlet Letter. Now, this right here, go back. Yeah, the Scarlet Letter. So, this, of course, this is started off as a romance novel by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Later on, the Scarlet Letter was adapted, turned into several movies. One of these movies starring him. I can't forget it. What's the brother's name again? Demi Moore. Starring Demi Moore. You know what I'm saying? The one with the wig on. Not the one in the back with the wig on. The one in the front with the wig on is the one I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did not watch this movie for research purposes. I don't think anybody would. But, go over.
And we don't suggest you watch it.
Hell no. Hell no. Read that real quick.
What does being a scarlet letter mean?
What does being a scarlet letter mean? See, a lot of y'all thought the Scarlet Letter was just the letter A. That's what they thought it was. No. The Scarlet Letter is more than just the letter A. What does being a scarlet letter mean? It means you're an adulterer. It means you're an adulteress. The adulterer is the Scarlet Letter. You know what I'm talking about? The adulteress is the Scarlet Letter. You. Read it again.
What does being a scarlet letter mean?
Read.
Person convicted of adultery.
A scarlet letter is a person, man or woman, that has been convicted of adultery. Yo, read.
A scarlet letter A, formerly worn by a person convicted of adultery.
The scarlet letter A was formerly worn by a person convicted of adultery. Yo. In this class, we're going to be talking about adultery. Yo. We're going to talk about fornication. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about divorce. We're going to talk about these things in this class. Why?